Hi, hello there YouTube and welcome to a Revolting review. I am Random Ross and today I review Unwelcome. So, this is written by Mark Stay and directed by John Wright and co-written by John Wright. Starring Hannah John-Kamen, Douglas Booth, Colm Meaney, Jamie Lee O'Donnell, Christine Nami, Chris Wally, Naid Kusaka Summit, Finder Lance, and Robert Warden. So this is a folk horror which follows a young couple that live in a rough area of London, and they both then inherit a house in Ireland, in the north in Ireland, and from the boyfriend's aunt, and they move in there and they decide to start a new life with expecting their first child. And of course their neighbour tells them that the aunt, she followed a tradition where she would give blood offerings to these creatures at the bottom of the garden, and basically they can't miss a night, and then all kinds of hell is unleashed when these creatures don't get fed. And along the way they have like some home renovators, which are at first appear nice but are just rude locals, and basically they form a bond with these little creatures, these little elf goblin like creatures. And yeah, that's where the film goes, and there's bits where it turns into a home invasion, and then these goblins and what have you come out. So what did I like about this film? Well, I liked the creatures in it. I mean, I don't think I've seen many horror films with magical, pointy-eared, small creatures other than the Leprechaun franchise, and a few others probably that I can't think off the top of my head. But I like the story to this. There were also a few familiar faces in it that I was familiar with in this film, and I liked the setting, and when it said folk horror, I was like, yeah, I'm into some good. I do enjoy a good folk horror film. I also liked our two leads in this, played by Hannah John-Kamen and Douglas Booth, playing the couple in it, our protagonists. I also like the effects of the small goblin-like creatures. Now, there were some moments where they were CGI and it was a bit tacky, but overall, they were alright. The effects for that were okay, and we didn't get a proper close look up of them, probably until the final act. In the final acts, we see a lot more of them, and we see their bloody gruesome nature, which I also liked. Also found it a bit satisfying when the home invaders got their comeuppance and what they deserved from these creatures. I also thought the ending was kind of odd, but that's what you get with folk horror. You get bizarreness in there, which is what I liked. And yeah, I just like these little goblin-like creatures that are like mischievous and like are all cheeky monsters. And also we had, like I said, some good supporting actors in this, including that guy from Miles O'Brien from Star Trek Deep Space Nine and Next Generation. That's his character from the Star Trek films. The actor, I can't remember his name now. What is it? That's it. Colm Meaney. And a few other familiar faces that I recognised in the film, including Jamie Lee O'Donnell from the show Derry Girls, and what's his name out of Game of Thrones, the big guy who looked after the disabled kid. let's see if that's it. That's it. It's Kristian Nairn, you know, from Game of Thrones, that big guy. You know who I mean. And yeah, I thought this was, you know, an interesting film, and these little creatures that were called the Red Caps, that's what they were called, the Red Caps, little elf-like creatures. And all they wanted was a motherly-like figure, which eventually they got. But yeah, this film was a bit slow at the beginning. You know, it had a slow build, but half an hour, 3/4 of an hour in, it started to pick up, it started to get bizarre, it started to get folk horror. Yeah, this one definitely slipped under the radar for me. I mean, it came out in January and it's March now. This film was brought to my attention actually by Sarah of Horror, who reviewed this film, and I was like, oh wait, I think I've seen the trailers to this film, and I weren't too fussed about it, but I'm glad I actually did give it the time. This film's about 104 minutes long, so 1 hour and 44 minutes, and it didn't feel that long. It went by quite quickly that time because I were invested in it. When a film can do that with me and has a slow build, it can work for me, but sometimes it doesn't always do. But this one, in these circumstances, it was. Will I go back and watch it anytime soon? Probably not anytime soon, but definitely will watch it again once I forget about it or something or what have you. But if you like fantasy, if you like folklore, if you like Irish mythology and Irish folklore, then yeah, I'd say give this one a shot. It's an alright film. So, anything to dislike? Well, like I say, there were a few effects here and there with the elf creatures that were a little tacky, but you know, they worked. I thought, you know, this had some okay visuals, and there were, you know, there was the rough opening as well, where they're living in their rough London estate flat and they're attacked at the beginning, and that gives them another reason to move as well. I thought it had a good score and some good cinematography and some good mystery around it too. I like the mystery as well. So, ratings. What am I going to rate this one? You know, I think I will give this one, I mean, it had a few flaws here and there, but it's not a bad film by any means. I think I'll give this one 3.5 stabs out of 5. 3.5 stabs out of 5 for Unwelcome. It might not be everybody's cup of tea, but it was alright for me. So there you go. So there is my review on this one. So have you seen it? Let me know down in the comments below if you have, and if you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and to share with your friends, and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and to hit that notification bell. You know, it's a small click for you, but means a great deal to me. But at the end of the day, that choice is yours and yours alone, and no one can take that away from you. But yeah, if you stumbled across this channel and you fancy seeing more of this one, then like I said, feel free. But anyway, yeah, that's it for this one. So until next time, don't have nightmares.